What can you do if you wake up rested? Improve your overall health and performance with deep, restful sleep and app-controlled cooling technology by Chili Sleep. Enjoy uninterrupted and high-quality deep sleep that caters to your body's natural rest pattern. Chili Sleep helps you rest soundly beside your partner with temperature settings adjusted specifically for your side of the bed. Visit chilisleep.com/try. That's CHILISLEEP.com/TRY.
Lacuna Health is a call center that goes beyond answering calls. Our highly trained staff handles the clinical needs of patients and extends the care of your practice 24/7. Our experienced RNs offer HIPAA-compliant nurse triage that helps to reduce unnecessary emergency room visits and monitor patient health using your standards and protocols. We answer calls within 30 seconds, and patients have nursing care within 30 minutes. Click Contact Us at lacunahealth.com to see how we can help.
It's holiday season and you don't know what to get as a gift or stocking stuffer? Well, today's sponsor, Manscaped, has the tools to guarantee you win this year's stocking stuffer or white elephant competition. Manscaped is the leader in men's below-the-waist grooming, and they have served more than 4 million men worldwide. If my math is correct, that's almost 8 million balls. Get 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com with the code TAGS, TAGS. Hey, what is going on? You are watching and listening to Tags Live, aka Talk About Gay Sex, the live edition, episode 320, and I'm your host, Steve V, back in my studio. Everything's always good when I'm back in my studio, alongside Kodi Maurice Doggette. How are you?
Hello, darling. I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm good. And I just realized since we were off last week with the holiday and now we're back in business here, I did the show in Puerto Vallarta the time before. And I haven't done the show in my studio. It's always great to be in your own space, right?
Oh, yeah,
and
for sure.
I know you've done the show in Florida when you're meeting the parents, and you've done it a couple other spots. And we can make it work, right? But there's nothing like your own surrounding.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely good to be back in our spaces, our relative spaces, in our comfortable zone, where it's like being back in the womb, really. So I'm glad to be back in my regular space as well.
I like that. This is our Wednesday night live show that is live streaming, so we want to hear from you. But on this particular December 1st, it is World AIDS Day. Mm-hmm. And we want to salute all those that we have lost to the AIDS epidemic, and those, of course, living, hopefully, successfully, HIV positive, right? Just those living successfully. And it's a great day to recognize. And I couldn't help but think of a better way. I was scrolling through some different celebrations, and the group Erasure. Did you listen to Erasure back in the day?
No, I totally, when you sent me the story, I was like, what is getting erased? Oh no. So yeah, I'm glad I'm up on them. I have so much to catch up on as far as Erasure is concerned, but I'm willing to do the work now.
Oh yeah, they were so awesome. I remember I got to see them one year, and it was at a theater, and they put on a production. It wasn't just the amazing hits that they have, but it was like full-on sets and theater, as I like to say. Well, one of the main lead singer, Andy Bell, on 27,000. That was a music video that came out back in the 90s about the HIV stigma. Well, now it's getting kind of a reboot 25 years later. And when the short video, the original 27,000, premiered at London Pride in 1996, featuring a live performance from Jimmy Somerville, the world of HIV was a much different place. The new HIV drug, at the time, cocktail, I'm using air quotes, that would finally curb the epidemic was only in its first weeks of use, with no promises it would eventually succeed. 27,000 people in the UK had died of AIDS, giving the video its name. And the video bears the hallmark of its time. And so they've reimagined it with the same video of the 90s, but now using the original video and footage of 96, but also some narrative. So it's about just shy of 10 minutes. I'll post this on TAGSPodcast.com, but you can also look up 27,000 at the @25 and watch it. It's really moving because you also get actor Nathaniel Hall. I'm not sure you didn't watch It's a Sin, right? Just yet.
I watched the first episode.
Okay. It's really amazing. You got to watch It's a Sin.
Okay.
But Nathaniel Hall is at the very beginning of the video, and he is HIV positive, and he talks about what it's like being HIV positive now today with U equals U, undetectable equals untransmittable, and kind of rounds it out. And there's a brilliant version that at the very beginning, everything must change, that Andy Bell sings on it, and it's just really, really heartwarming. And then it goes into another song after it, but worth seeing. I'll post this on TAGSPodcast.com. You were saying you love that song, Everything Must Change, by who?
Did you listen to the Oleta Adams version?
I didn't have a chance, but I will.
It's everything. It is everything. So you have to. And I listened to the Nina Simone version. And
what'd you think?
It's beautiful, beautiful as well. So,
like eerie kind of.
I mean, I love Nina Simone. I didn't even know she did a version of that. She's the most played artist on if I had a wrap up, I don't listen to Spotify. You know, that thing is out right now. Spotify wrap up, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
So
we'll talk offline.
That's totally off topic. I'll call you later.
Thank you.
So Nina Simone, I listened to her so much, and I did not even know that she had that out there, and now I have to add it to my playlist.
Great, really a great video to watch if you want to just kind of take in where we were. At least in this video, the storyline is about a kid in the UK telling his mom in the original music video 27,000 that he's HIV positive, and the mother's response to it all, he doesn't even die. It's just that he has HIV. And so you can imagine, even before that, those that we have lost that didn't even get to have that moment to tell a parent. But the amount of pressure that was is really portrayed beautifully in that video 27,000. And then to get a reboot 25 years later, to have U equals U, and to have Erasure just kind of come out with this where we're at now. They're going on tour, by the way.
Your heartstrings.
Look them up if you can. They're on tour, and just legendary group of all time, one of my favorites. And this is a great way to honor and celebrate World AIDS Day, as well as look up It's a Sin, because I think it's a great piece on AIDS and when it was happening. So
I agree. The 27,000, it highlights how far we've come, but in many ways we still have so far to go as far as stigma is concerned with HIV. So I'm so glad that they put that out there. And I just anticipate the time where World AIDS Day, when we have a cure for AIDS, and where it's a day of remembrance and reflection instead of like a call to arms that today is, it feels like to me.
Yeah, because I think part of the video and part of Nathaniel Hall's messaging is there is still, despite the fact that U equals U, there is still some stigma in certain circles. People can still, they message this in the video, people can still contract HIV, and the sooner you know, obviously, the sooner you would want to get on medication. And Nathaniel talks about how now all he does, his regimen, is simply taking a pill a day and seeing his doctor twice a year to just make sure everything's copacetic and cool. But there is, of course, new research that we report on all the time of maybe not even having to take that daily pill,
Yeah.
and more work that needs to be done. And not everybody has access to that pill, and or are
Agreed.
scared to, or don't know that they even have it. So it's a great time if we're in right now for that, but there's still, I agree with you, more work to be done, and I hope we don't even have to be having a World AIDS Day anymore. So if nothing else, just to remember, maybe we always will, to remember those that didn't have any chance.
Exactly. I agree with that.
All right. Well, we've got a great show for you. And one of the things that caught my eye in Hot Topics this week, I was glued to the TV this summer watching the Olympics, and it seemed to be bombarded with.
I wonder why.
Well, for a lot of reasons, but there were so many LGBTQ people. It seems like, are we watching the Gay Olympics? What? No, it was the
maybe
Global Olympics, and one of the participants, athletes, was Tom Daley, diver, and I watched him do so amazingly well. He's married to Dustin Lance Black. I was going to say
yes. I was going to say Lance Bass. Okay,
I know. Dustin Lance
I'm sure he
Black
gets it all the time.
Yes. I used to see him in LA all the time when I lived there at the gym.
Oh, really?
And even before his directorial debut, and I think he won an Oscar for Milk, right?
Sure did.
Yeah. So even before all that, I would see him around. He had some really great film, and he was always running around. But he is married to Tom Daley, and there is an age difference. Dustin is 47, and I believe
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. And how old is Tom Daley? Like 20?
Let me Google it.
Google it really quick. He's in his 20s. Significant age difference, but it's not stopping them at all. In a recent Q&A, besides talking about Daley's career in the Olympics, they answered a few more personal questions. After the 8-minute mark, one fan actually asked the question, quote, "If you switched bodies for the day, what is the first thing you do?" Well, Black says, "I would literally walk around naked in public all the time, at least for that day." Daley cringed his face up at this situation. He's 27. Okay, 27 and 47. Got it. Black goes on to clarify that if he had abs like Daley's, quote, "I just wouldn't wear clothes. I wouldn't care how cold it would be." That's interesting. I mean, I think when they're celebrities and they were put up to that question, and you got to think quick. And I think it was really a sweet response. Personally, I've always been with people, like, I have this weird attraction. Doesn't mean I always get it with everybody I'm with, towards the calf muscle.
Oh,
and
I was not expecting that.
I know. I said weird. I prefaced it with weird. And I work on my calves a lot, and I try and get them, but I'm fully aware that my calves will only get so big. I have a certain frame, right? Like, I could do 8,000 squats a week, and my butt will get really big, and my legs will get okay, but not in as much as you would think, right? My genetics are that my legs will get okay, but my butt just grows and grows and grows. And I remember Brad Pitt once said that and I was like, yes, thank you, celebrity, for saying as many squats.
They're just like me.
Celebrities are just like me. Exactly. But I remember a calf muscle is like, I just love when you walk behind somebody and they have like just sculpted beautiful calves. I dated the guy that I've talked about on the show before from San Francisco, has amazing calves. And to me, it's just more about just looking at my boyfriend or the guy I'm dating and just like lusting after it. But I got to ask you the question, if you could change bodies with Joe, what would that be like?
Is Joe listening? Because I don't want him to know.
Too late.
He already knows. He has a really great butt, but I am not. So I wouldn't want the butt for myself. I'm glad that he
You
has a
want the
really nice
butt for
butt.
yourself,
I
but you don't
mean,
want it on. Okay. You
I
want
want
it
the butt.
on
I
like
want the
sauce
butt
on
all to
ribs.
myself. Exactly. But I really like his chest too. I really want like a huge, just massive chest. So I think I would switch chest with him, and then I would just get them pierced. I would do what Dustin Lance Black does. Dustin Lance. Yep, that's right.
I know. You got to think about it every time you say that. It's,
I
oh
would
my
never
goodness.
wear a shirt. I mean, I barely wear a shirt now. And I would get my
Okay.
nipples pierced, and I would just do all the things. So yeah, I would go ham.
Yeah, I think it's an innocent, fun question, but to
Totally.
me, and I think Justin DLB answered it in a way where, yeah, I mean, they were on the spot. A listener, like asked that question. He is married to an Olympian who's 20 years younger than
Exactly.
him. So, I mean, yeah, and I've seen Tom Daly's abs. Yeah, you
I've seen
know.
his butt. His butt. Ooh, ooh. I hope my boyfriend is not listening to this.
But people always say that, though. They always say that, oh, if I had your body, I'd be naked 24/7. And it's like, no, you wouldn't. No,
You would
you
just be
wouldn't.
doing what you already do. Okay.
You
I'm
would be
already
doing what
always
you already
naked.
do.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
already always naked. I don't care. So I'm here for it. Whatever. So
And let's be
Dustin's
honest, he's got two things. One, his husband is 20 years younger. There's that. And
yes,
I can attest to, in your late 40s, 50, body does change. I went
it
around
does.
through my 40s going, oh, I can keep eating that burger,
No.
and now the 50-year, I gotta like keep it on track. Like I can't just eat whatever I want and expect like it's gonna bounce back. Nope, doesn't happen. So he's got that, but on top of that, he's
Mhm.
dating an Olympian,
An
a
Olympian.
medal. I think he won the bronze or whatever. He's an
I wasn't watching the
Olympian.
medals. That's all I know.
He did place. I know he placed the Olympics before that, and so I mean, just to get to the Olympics alone, but he is like done well. I mean, he's got a couple things. So yeah, I mean, you got to keep that in perspective.
For sure. Can I tell you one thing before we switch topics?
Yeah.
So
Other than
while we
your
were
boyfriend is younger than you.
he's younger than me and he is into fitness. And so it's related to that actually. So nice segue. Good job, Steve. So we went to a CrossFit thing in New Jersey that his uncle is, I don't know. Basically, his uncle got us the CrossFit uh
Like
exercise thing.
passes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And then we went there, and can I tell you, I was huffing and puffing. I was like, my lungs are touching. I had all the excuses. I was about to pass out. He was breathing just normal, and I was over it. I was like, I can't do this. I'm gonna die. Please leave me alone. That's what that age gap will do to you.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Back in the day, I used to think it was cute to work out with my boyfriends or somebody I was dating. And, at this point, I kind of have my system down and my routines. I would be like, no, boo, you do your workout, I'll do mine. And no, because I don't want to, I don't know. We're probably going to be at different phases, different workouts, and I'll be
We
with
work
my
out together.
well, good for you. I think that's great.
And
But
he's stronger than me. And I'm like, wait, I'm the top.
in the bedroom,
I'm supposed to be lifting more weight than you. So yeah, whatever.
I
It is
love
what it
it.
is. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we've got to move on, and we've got a vulnerable voices coming up. Before we get on to our next topic, it's the holiday season, and I want to tell you about Adam's Toy Box, who've been such a great sponsor for us. They've been giving us a discount, 20% off using our code TAGS. But it's the holiday season, and you right now can get 25% off using our code TAGS21. TAGS21 at checkout will get you 25% off. They've got everything under the sun. of toys, and you can get that. I think they'd make great Christmas presents or for yourself. So check that out. 25% off. Use our code TAGS21. Great Christmas presents. Go to adamstoybox.com this holiday season. All right. Well, treat yourself. Well, there is a recent Reddit thread. My boyfriend is bigger than me. And ask the question, does that mean I always have to bottom? Let me read you that. I just started dating this guy, and well, let's just say he's packing a pistol down there. I've never been much of a size queen, but even I go kind of goo-goo-eyed when we're getting it on. So here's my dilemma. I'm not as large as him. I'd say I'm more average, but because of this, it almost feels silly for me to be the aggressor and top him. So far, we've only done other things in bed, but I know the time will come to take it all the way. How do I accept that my size automatically puts me in the receptive role? ? I consider myself verse, so I guess I'm fine with that. I just don't want to seem ridiculous trying to top when he's clearly so much more manly than me. This is part of a queer tea, like they took this from Reddit, just FYI. I will post this on TAGSPodcast.com, and they do give some advice on there. We're going to skip their advice and just give our own. I, first of all, and please help dwarfed and dumbfounded is how he signed it. First of all, we were just talking about this on Tags Podcast episode 319 the other day about total tops, total bottoms, and your role with all that. The fact that he is saying that he's already decided that the top means that that's more manly kind of goes into our discussion the other day. You called yourself, Kodi, a blouse, a feminine top. Your words.
My words.
Your words. I personally can just say right off the bat that I have always considered myself what would be considered a size queen. I love, I will, if at a bar, a cruise bar, I will gravitate towards that thick, huge cock that I see over in the corner, position B over there. I will also look at porn, obviously, that is sometimes more big tops, but that doesn't mean that's my sex life. And in reality, there's a thing called a big dick bottom. Have you heard of that, Kodi?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm raising my hand over here as one of the just raising my hand.
Just unlike unicorns, they do exist. I mean, we're unicorns, but yes, they're not fantasy creatures out there. That big dick bottoms are a thing. Let's put that out there.
I think this guy's all in his head and needs to get over it, because I've been with plenty of guys that weren't very big at all. I've told the story before. One of my first boyfriends was actually very small. A couple of the guys I've been with, and they were the top in the relationship, and we had great sex because we were so, and it wasn't even about that, and it was very pleasurable. And I think they never felt that query of, oh, I'm smaller. It's like, no, I think they were confident, and if anything, confident is a good quality to have. Be confident in what position you want to have or be, and be confident which one. If you're unhappy, if you shouldn't feel you have to be any position. I think it's chemistry, and it's whatever works.
That was what I was going to say.
Okay, go on. Take it from here. I'm handing you the baton.
You stole the words from my mouth, darling. He's totally in his head. He needs to let go of that. He needs to talk to his partner about the expectations of the relationship and what his partner, it doesn't even sound like he's even taken into consideration whether or not his partner wants to top or not. His partner might be a big dick bottom, just like you.
Yeah, there you go.
So let all of that go. As somebody who's been in their head about this, it's a non-issue for
Yeah.
90% of people. So let it go and keep fucking is what I say. Oh, did I just curse?
That's okay. No, I think you're right, because I think you can I mean, we were just talking about Tom Daly and DLB about body parts, and you can put so much emphasis on the other person's, oh, they have a bigger chest. But first of all, you don't want a mannequin, a replica of yourself, right? You want somebody that you are attracted to, and hopefully they are equally and finding things about you that are attractive. Not that they want to, that was a fun game, I think, that they were playing, but I think you're attracted to who you're attracted to. And I think the goal is you're going to find stuff in your boy, they're going to find stuff in you, and that's going to create that chemistry that's going to create hot sex. Yes, we all have fantasies and things that we like, but if the position thing, I don't think it means because one has a huge booty that they need to be the bottom, and just because somebody has a huge dick, oh, there you go, you have to, I mean,
top automatically.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Life doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
I don't think people really think that way either. I think you got to find that chemistry that works. And I mean, there's a topic, I don't know if we'll get to it, I hope we do, about profiles on the apps. And I always say I don't do the apps very much. I go out and I meet people in bars. I met people in Puerto Vallarta when I was just there. And 9 times out of 10, my radar or somebody that I end up flirting with, then hopefully vibing with and hooking up with, it all works out. There's just something about the chemistry that it always ends up working. And we didn't have the app, and we weren't saying, oh, what are you into and what are you that? I don't even know if 9 times out of 10 in the bar, like I can think of my most recent hookup in Puerto Vallarta, that we even had that conversation. It just, we went home and it worked, and it was all good. So I think you got to get out of your head with all that kind of stuff sometimes, right?
And also you never know. And like you were saying before about the whole body swap thing. Yes, I love the way that my boyfriend's chest looks, and I would love it if my chest was just a little bit bigger, but my boyfriend loves my chest. He can't get enough of it. So you have to take your partner into consideration as well. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah, we got to keep talking more about just body image and body, because 9 times out of 10, I think our perception of our body is not what people are seeing.
For sure.
We're so hard on ourselves.
Can I tell you, in the gym, if I see somebody with my body type, I'm like, they're so, and I'm so hard on myself.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, oh, I need this to be bigger. I need this to be smaller. I'm so hard on myself. I judge myself so harshly, and I'm more accepting of other people's bodies than I am my own. So I think I agree with you.
What does Teddy say?
Teddy says that you have top dar. And
what is that? Oh, I understand. I'm so clueless when it comes to acronyms and all. I must. I don't know.
You do.
I must.
So
all right. Go ahead.
If I'm ever single again, knock on wood, I hope I'm not. But we need to use your top dar in reverse, so I can find the bottoms. Okay,
there you go. I could weed out the tops and look for those. But I'm not worried about you. I think you're.
Thank you. I'm good.
Solid as a rock.
Hey, come on, Ashford is in.
Oh, you did not know that.
Right on the top of my head.
Did not know that. Okay. Ho ho ho, fellas! Naughty or nice, 'tis the season to perform. You know, fellows, this is your host, Steve V of TAGSPodcast, and prior to being introduced to Manscaped, I can tell you that it was always a race last minute to get a disposable blade where I always nicked my underarms, my crotch, the most important part, and even my ass area. Well, when Manscaped came around, all of that went out the door, mainly because of 2 products they carry. I'm talking about the Lawnmower Body Trimmer 4.0 and the Weed Whacker for my nose. Have you ever been sitting across from somebody and you just wanted to tell them, pull that nose hair out? Well, with both of these products, they keep me in track, ready to go at all times. They're one of those things that you can do as you get in the shower before you go out. When you get out, put the weed whacker up to your nose and just trim away. They've got so many other products, but they will make a great Christmas present to your boo or whomever is on your Christmas list this season. I guarantee it, because Manscaped's best-selling product is the Performance Package 4.0, which is at the top of every man's wish list this year. What will you find in their Lawnmower Body Trimmer? Well, it's the best trimmer on the market for your balls, butt, and body, and the Weed Whacker, which I talked about, ear and nose hair trimmer. Let's not forget their famous liquid formulations, the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner, to maximize your ball hygiene routine. Get the Performance Package now to receive their 2 free gifts. I'm talking about the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag, which I was darting around carrying with me all in Puerto Vallarta. I love it. Now, these are the picks for Manscaped Surefire Win Stocking Stuffers. Number 1, the Manscaped 2-in-1 Shampoo plus Conditioner, which was just launched, killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Number 2, the Manscaped Cologne Infused Body Wash. Number 3, Shears 2.0 Luxury 4-piece Nail Kit. Number 4, Crop Mops, ball wipes for the stanky balls. And coming in at number 5, Manscaped Signature Cologne. These formulations are all vegan, cruelty-free, dye-free, sulfate-free, and paraben-free, so you know their products are legit. Make sure you hurry to their site to ensure these wild gifts show up before the holiday season. And while you're at it, get 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com using our code TAGS, TAGS. Whether this is for your partner, dad, brother, friend, get them something that they will actually use, and it's almost sure to get a laugh. Again, get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com with the code TAGS, TAGS. Be the ballsiest gift giver this year with Manscaped. Well, we have time for one of our favorite segments called Vulnerable Voices, and we're calling it Holidaze. Holidaze. Based on the fact that it's the holiday. It's the holidays, and there is a story to kick things off of I don't know how we got the kiss into this.
We'll just fit it in there.
We're going to fit it in because it will fit into this. So there is a recent Argentine TV host who dived into a spontaneous makeout session. Viewers of the popular Argentine talk show Los Mamones got more than expected on Tuesday when host Jay Mamon paused to make out with a male guest. Yes. And in this case, that guest was Julio Boca, a famed singer and dancer in Argentina. Both Boca and Mamon are openly gay. But during a segment on the show promoting a benefit for the Julio Boca Foundation, an Argentine performing arts charity for children, the pair paused to perform the song. I'm not going to say the song. It's in Andar de Vida. Okay. Before they started, however, Boca paused to say he needed incentive. The host then leaned over and locked lips with Mamon amid the screams and applause from the audience. Yes. This is where we come, literally, a flesh Mamon told the audience. Mamon then explained that both men had a dry year due to the pandemic before launching into the song. And after the song, Mamon's co-host Silvina Escudero began chanting "Pico, Pico" to encourage the pair to kiss again. And the audience quickly joined in, prompting Boca and Mamon to exchange a pregnant look. They paused a moment before locking lips again, this time in a more passionate exchange. I'll post this on TAGSPodcast.com so you can see the exchange, or at least the kiss. Would this, Kodi, happen in America? Maybe.
So, maybe is the right answer. So when I first saw this kiss, I was like, it looks like both parties are willing participants, so I see nothing wrong with it. But the first thing that popped into my mind was this is a Me Too nightmare right here. Me Too movement nightmare. So, but it looks like it's all in good fun, and they were both in on the joke. And so I don't think that's the case here. So I think that in America, it probably will not happen because of the Me Too movement and how it could easily devolve into something else other than innocent play at this point.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it reminded me because I was thinking about the holidays, and we've been talking about on this show the Dancing with the Stars, the British version, and how there's the two male dancers that are dancing in the current contest across the pond. And I was bringing it up to my mom, who's a big Dancing with the Stars fan, bringing up JoJo Siwa. And she said, yeah, I don't know that she says, I don't care what everybody does in their private life. She knows I'm gay, but I don't want to see two men dance. And I was a little bit taken aback, but my sister was, I think, more mad and like, seriously, Mom? And but my mom's also 84 and it's her opinion.
Yeah.
I also heard somebody say something like, just say what you want during this holiday season. Just don't get defensive if somebody gives their true opinion. And I'm so good with my mom, and she's 84, that I'm like, yeah, I think this Argentina kiss, and the more we see examples of this, it's gonna fade away. Is my
the exposure.
Yeah, I think the more exposure we see it's going to diminish. I don't know. What were your thoughts? Because you also went and visited your boyfriend's family and had sort of an interesting thing with the aunt and uncle.
Oh, yeah. It just reminded me of when I visited them, and I found myself not being as affectionate as I normally would be because, oh my God, we kiss all this. We're annoying as hell.
Adorable. I think you guys are adorable, but
adorably annoying. So I just found myself not being as affectionate as I normally would be. And I think the reason why is twofold. Yes, there's the whole gay thing, and I don't know. I think they're pretty comfortable with it at this point because of, like you said, the exposure and him being out for so long and other factors. But also there's the added thing of the fact that we're a relatively new couple in their eyes. Like, this is their first time meeting me, so I don't want to make a bad impression. So we'll see if it fades away, if the reticence to actually be affectionate with him in front of his family fades away, or I'll keep you guys posted on that for sure.
Well, I just curious, did you have a conversation with Joe? Like,
No,
hey, where's your family with this? And what's acceptable, what's not? You know what I mean?
Okay. I wasn't sure if I was going to share this, but here we go, bitch.
Here we go.
So he's not even thinking about this. We had to take a shower, and we went into his aunt's room for some reason to take a shower. So we went to her bathroom, and he was like, come and get in the shower with me at the same time in his aunt's bathroom in her bedroom.
Oh, God. Okay.
I know, right?
Well, and you're just taking the lead.
I was like, this is a little weird. I don't know what's going on.
I would have been like, wait a minute. Is everybody on? Yeah.
I was a little bit uncomfortable. I was like, does your aunt know that we're taking a shower together? He's like, why wouldn't she know we're together? So I think a lot of it has to do with me, and I just need to let a lot of that go. Just like my advice to the previous write-in, not even to us, to Reddit.
Wait a minute, let's back it up a second. I would be okay with this if you guys had your own room and nobody was coming into that room. You went into his aunt's room.
Why are you reminding me?
What if she came back in and she's like, oops, and she sees these two like.
So she told us before she left the room, she was come in to bother you guys.
Oh, so she was kind of like, getting on and
No, we didn't get anything on. We normally take showers together. We
do
normally just
you?
yeah, we normally just he loves to take a shower with me. It's like his
Oh,
favorite thing in the world. It's so cute.
I love
He's so
that.
adorable.
I
Yeah,
love that. Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, there's another story along the lines of the holidays, and
okay.
it's interesting because how do I stop? They write, how do I stop myself from going completely off the rails during the holidays? This guy writes, the holidays are always a tough time for me as I'm not really close to my religious family, and most people I know are away for their loved ones. What usually happens when I'm feeling lonely is I act out. It's sort of a pattern of mine, I've noticed. My grinder usage gets out of control, and I end up drinking and partying a lot. 2 years ago, I actually ended up missing work for a few days afterwards just to recover. I know it's bad, and I'm afraid this holiday season might be even worse because it's already been another lonely year with the pandemic. And he writes, what should I do? Again, they write party in dismay. They
Mhm.
write some things on here that I will post on TAGSPodcast.com. You're a life coach, though. What are your
I
thoughts
am.
on this, Kodi?
Look, the most important thing I think he's done is identify the trigger and its harmful reactions. Now, it's just the first step in dealing with the excess of escapism. And I say the excess because that's the alarming part, not really the escapism of it, because I think the escapism is relatively normal in moderation. I think it can be really, really healthy to, and it escapism kind of allows you to take a step back and see the forest for the trees, as it were, and it gives you more perspective for what's going on in your life. Um,
It's a
so
good
I
time to
think,
do during the holidays to
oh, for sure.
reflect,
Oh,
particularly
for
if you're
sure.
going, yeah, if you're going to be with people, kind of figure out. So, what you're kind of saying is kind of figure out some of your trigger points.
Exactly. And just I think the escapism helps you not be so much in your emotions as far as that's concerned. And that's what I was saying. I was saying escapism isn't always a bad thing. It's good in moderation, basically. So, but I think that the fact that he's taken note of it is a very healthy first step. And I think that it will be much easier for him to do what the second step, in my opinion, is, which is to kind of diverge himself away from harmful negative actions his after the trigger, basically. So maybe like doing something else besides getting drunk, maybe baking, calling a friend. There's so many other ways. I wrote a couple of them down. Hold on one sec. I'll read it. Reading, I said baking, or exercise is a good one. Exercise is a
Exercises.
good way of coping and just kind of dealing with your emotions, and also meditating, because that really helps you set into your emotions
Yeah.
and really just take stock of where you are in life. So,
I love that you said exercising. We were talking about it recently on a recent podcast.
uh-huh.
Some of my alcoholic friends, sometimes you need something to
You need
divert
something.
that
Yeah.
energy to, and working out becomes kind of like an addiction, but it's kind of a healthy addiction in some ways. And
Yeah.
it helps me. It does so much for you, your mind, and when you really get on a workout routine and a path, you're like, oh no, I got to get up tomorrow and I have to have that energy, because it takes a lot of energy to get into the
It
gym.
does.
And so I think that's a really good one. I got taking stock
Also,
of, yeah.
the routine aspect of it really helps too. So I just wanted to add that in. So go ahead.
Yeah, and finding your trigger points. I've said before, I had a period where it was like 1 year where in this story that we were preparing for, I was like, what was it about that year that I just had? And I was able to find out what it was
Hmm.
based on this story, what that trigger point that started this year that, I didn't go completely off the rails, but I acted out like this person said. And fortunately, I had so many people come to my rescue and
Yeah.
forgive and so on and so forth. But I was just thinking, based on this
Just love on
story,
you.
what was the impetus that changed it for me? And I was able to figure out what it was, and based on doing this topic tonight. And I was
that's
like,
so
that's what it
wonderful.
was, when it all, for that 1 year from mid 2018 to 2019, when it just triggered me. And
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had the full on answer until tonight. And so
Ah,
you can find some
that's
of
so
those things.
amazing.
I knew that I was able to work myself out of it anyways. And it was all great, but I don't know that I ever knew the impetus, like where it all began,
How it
until
started.
until tonight. And I was like, oh
And
my
now
God, that's what it was. And it was a specific incident and a bunch of other things that I was able to rectify and get, whether it was certain people in my life that
Mhm.
are no longer, but it was a domino effect. But
Yeah.
to take kind of stock, like you said, and find what is triggering you when you can do that, whether it's before, during, or after, it almost doesn't
Mhm.
matter. But if you can do that, I think will free you
Yeah.
ultimately, right?
I
Yeah.
agree with you. And also, don't be so hard on yourself. We're all human beings. I've been there before. My trigger is in a breakup, I become the ultimate hoe. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm already a big hoe when I'm single. So you can imagine.
I love it.
So
Yes.
just don't be so hard on yourself. Just take it for what it is, learn what your trigger is, and move forward from that. So, yeah.
Great advice. I
I
love
love
it.
you.
Okay. I love you too. All right. We have time for one more hot topic before Thirst
Okay.
Trap.
Let's do it.
Which one do you want to do? I'll let you pick.
I think I want to talk about the grinder matches. Let's do that.
Okay.
Because I feel like it kind of it leads into what we just talked about.
So recently, gay Redditors listed what they look for in a grinder match besides looks. A sexy
Mhm.
grinder profile pic can do all the talking, according to Queerty, especially with the dating app's recent relaxed nudity rules. But some
Mhm.
users are looking for more than just thirst traps. We're going to do thirst traps in a minute. But
That's perfect. See?
so guys revealed what kinds of words get their grinder gears in motion in a recent Reddit thread. When browsing Grinder, besides aesthetics, what prompts you to interact with other members? And I'll just read you a couple samplings. Guys who
Okay.
say hello or say something interesting instead of immediately sending a picture of their dick and asshole unsolicited, even when my
Mhm.
profile says to not do that with something. Honestly, somebody else wrote, it's one of two things. They fuck me like a nasty slut. Ooh, okay.
I love that.
But listen to this in the same sentence. Or they seem super chill and down to earth without expectations. I could read you more of these. I will post this on TAGSPodcast.com. However, it's interesting the responses that I was reading, that even when people said things like fuck me like a slut and all that, in the
Mhm.
same sentence, they also said something like be down to earth or say hello. And because I think when I go on the apps, I'm
Okay.
looking for the size queen moment, that big dig. But
Yeah.
most of my hookups, I always say I don't do well in the apps. I'm such a in-person type of meeting, and it's always like a cool hello or a getting to know you, and then how you doing
How you
comes
doing?
after that, and then we get into like how you really doing, and then but it's never like grabbing somebody violently and saying get down. I mean, well, maybe sometimes, but for the
Hey,
most part,
hello. That has its place too, okay?
hello. Is it me you're looking
I was gonna say, are you doing Lionel Richie? Are you doing Adele?
Oh, and
Which
I
one
hate
is it?
him. Oh my god.
How
But
can you? Oh, we gotta talk after this show,
the
okay?
Commodores, yes, not solo career. Anyways, but
Okay.
what are your thoughts on this? Because, yeah, what are your thoughts?
I think that it's what we've been talking about this entire time. Like we mentioned it earlier in the show, it comes down to
Full circle.
chemistry, right? Hello. I love a good recall. Um, it comes down to chemistry, and there's many facets to that. It's sexual chemistry, there is emotional chemistry, there is social chemistry, there's all types of things. So I agree with them 100%. I think for me, first of all, I wish I had this list when I was on Grindr. Thank you very much for coming out with this late, guys. Thank you so much. But I agree with them. I think that when I was on the apps, I think that I would try. I don't want to fuck anybody that I am not attracted to, that I can't have a conversation with afterwards. So yeah.
And I almost feel like you almost have to put like, I am not a stalker or a killer these days. I know. I will.
That's so sad.
I know, but we keep reporting on these, and it's like,
I know.
number one, here's my license and my registration.
Girl, that's
number one. Then I might say hello, and then I might say, do you have a big dick? In that order.
Please don't give anybody a license.
License and registration. License and registration. Big dick. How you doing? And then that's, I think, gotta be the way it is. I don't know.
Okay, are you sending out your Credit Karma? Just let me make a Grindr profile right now, okay?
Oh my God, yeah. I think, but it is interesting. Most of these kind of reverted back to, they want kind of a personality at the end of it, even when they want to feel like a slut and all those fun stuff that we all like as well. But you kind of want to know, can we have like some fries after you fuck me like a slut? I mean,
thank you.
Hello?
I haven't eaten all day.
And license and registration, please.
No.
License and registration.
Girl,
that's all there is
to
to
you,
it.
Save your identity.
And you say, oh, what if you live in New York and you don't have a license? Well, then I need passport and insurance.
No.
I need a bill of
okay, a bill with everything marked out. Yes.
Right.
Or we could do it like a job. You can have references.
There you go. Oh, I like that one. Yes. License and registration and a list of references. You're not going to ever get laid. You know that. You don't have to worry about that. Well, it's come. Anyways, good luck on that. It's time for our thirst trap of the night, our favorite. They're back with Thirst Trap, y'all. The end of the year. And I think we're only going to get a couple more before the end of the year before we have to vote on straight up gay porn. And this week, they asked the question, out of these 20 gay porn stars, who took the best photo or video? It was a tough one for me, Kodi.
It was,
I have to say. I'm just going to go with a guy.
Some of them were gutter bucket. Go ahead.
One of them wrote, retweet if you'd sit on it. It's @THIQQ boy, who I'm now following, and he's the early on of Thick Boy. And he wrote, retweet if you want to sit on it. And he's lying back, stroking his huge cock, and he looks dirty in a way, a good dirty way. And he asked to retweet if you'd sit on it. I would sit on it for days. And I followed him on Twitter. He's smooth. He looks Latino and dirty in my mind. And I'm all a good dirty, if you know what I mean.
All right.
And I'm all for it. You know, it would be like good. But then the one below him, I wanted to go Colton Gray, Grey.
Oh, he's so cute.
Has like the thickest cock ever, one of the thickest cocks ever, and it's huge.
It's a beautiful ass, by the way.
Yeah, I like his face and everything else, and I'm here for that. He's in a flannel, a wife beater, and that huge cock coming out of his 90s jeans. They look like but I'm here for it. Even with the 90s jeans, I'm here for it.
Okay. Well, my vote goes to the undeniable hotness of Boomer Banks because
she's looking in serio in that picture.
Woo! Boomer is serving face in this. He's serving a lot of things. A lot of things are on the menu in this picture. He's in a bathroom. The lighting is beautiful.
It was a little intimidating for me, but I was
here for it. Did you see
it's
what was
Boomer
between his
2.0.
legs? I was like, hello.
Boomer 2.0 to me. There's a lot going on. Like he's serving lips, and it's a lot.
Pouty lips, and his thumb is up to his lip, and he's just looking at the camera. I was like, this should go in somebody's salon or art exhibit or something like that. It was just gorgeous, and so I had to give it to Boomer Banks. He's my pick this week. Oh, and the gutter bucket part.
Go ahead.
Was oh my God, what's his name? Nate Grimes. Did you see that video where he had 9 loads in him and he expelled them?
Yes, and I listened to it, and the final load coming out, out of the 9 loads, it was either load number 7 or load number 8 got a fart sounding out of it.
God,
I immediately turned it off immediately when I heard that sound. And I know that's a big turn on for some of them, but when I was like, okay, you didn't warn, I needed a warning on load number 7 that we were going to get the fart sounding
advisory.
Yeah, I needed that. Like, if you want to continue watching the loads from here on out, you're going to get sound effects. And if you're here for it, continue.
I was here for it.
We were like, oh my God, and like turned it off immediately. I was like, no, he lost me at that. Teddy Alexis says, always love a Boomer like yourself, Kodi, but Italo Andrade is his vote for the week. Yes. And we always love.
He loves Italo, and I love Italo.
I know. Yeah, pick somebody new, Teddy.
I like a diversified Teddy.
But I remind you, the Straight Up Gay Porn who always produces us, we thank you for that. Who helps us with our segment, they are actually going to do a whole Winner of the Year award,
which I cannot wait for.
Yeah, and so Italo might end up winning this thing based on you, Teddy. I mean, who knows? But the fart boy and the load boy, I don't know.
Not fart boy. His name is Nate Grimes.
Fart boy.
He's so cute. Beautiful.
Did you like it when the fart came out after load number 7? Did you still think he was cute?
I did.
I say that's a big N-O. Okay. On that dirty ass note, we want to thank you. And you can always get Tags merchandise. And right now you can get 30% off. Our listener, watcher, Teddy, just got his tank tops. Thank you, Teddy. And they are 30% off. Go to TAGSPodcast.com and hit Tags merch and get it while they're hot. They make great gifts. I want to thank my co-host, Kodi Maurice Doggette. No fart noises. Follow him. He's a life coach at KMD Coaching, or his personal account, Mr. Maurice. Mr. Maurice. Everything will be on TAGSPodcast.com. We want to thank you. Back in business here live. And all right. Thank you, Kodi. In the meantime, continue having or exploring or fulfilling or dreaming about hot gay sex. Yes, Your Honor.
What can you do if you wake up rested? Improve your overall health and performance with deep, restful sleep and app-controlled cooling technology by Chili Sleep. Enjoy uninterrupted and high-quality deep sleep that caters to your body's natural rest pattern. Chili Sleep helps you rest soundly beside your partner with temperature settings adjusted specifically for your side of the bed. Visit chilisleep.com/try. That's CHILISLEEP.com/TRY.
Lacuna Health is a call center that goes beyond answering calls. Our highly trained staff handles the clinical needs of patients and extends the care of your practice 24/7. Our experienced RNs offer HIPAA-compliant nurse triage that helps to reduce unnecessary emergency room visits and monitor patient health using your standards and protocols. We answer calls within 30 seconds, and patients have nursing care within 30 minutes. Click Contact Us at lacunahealth.com to see how we can help.